You know what I think happened? I think he went for a kanibasami, the fucking knee snapper, the most banned move in all of judo. He actually, look at him. He's squaring up. It's a bit of a dog and pony show, but basically they got a bunch of students from Shirakawa Ryuji's Aikido school to quote-unquote compete with judo athletes. And I say that with like the biggest air quotes imaginable. Why would you just invite Aikido students to get bullied on camera? They're not. First of all, it's published on his channel. This is his channel. So they're not getting bullied. It's... How should I put this? Because Japan is a peaceful society that operates on mutual respect, and that mutual respect goes to an extent of preserving your opponent's public face, the tatemae. This is set up as a publicity stunt so that both parties feel generally good about the experience. Shirakawa Ryuji's YouTube channel is, I think, larger than these guys. So basically, he's doing them a favor by featuring them on the channel. So they have to go soft on him and his guys in order to not embarrass them, because that would be considered socially aggressive. It's like Venezuela trying to compete with the US. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So, the premise is that they're going to be grappling in judo rules. Having pre-watched the video, that's because that's not what's going to happen. Or why would you skip on a chance to record something as funny as judokas bullying Aikido students? Because, well, for one, this video wouldn't get uploaded because it's the Aikidoka's channel. And that's about it. So you just don't get anything out of it, and then you also suffer the reputational damage of setting a respected person in the community up for embarrassment. That is seen as a social faux pas in and of itself. You would basically be kamikazing yourself into his reputation. And like, I don't think anyone is dedicated enough to fall on that particular sword in this situation. Because based on the insignias under gi, they seem to be outsiders in the judo game as well, because those are not Kodokan belts. Those are not Kodokan insignias. Those are not. They seem to exist outside of. No, Terry. You need to understand that Japan is very different. Japan has had 2 extensive periods of peace. Their societal norms are different, and in order to be respected in society, maintaining a school that is generally beneficial to the population means that it provides a sought-after service at high quality, and it encourages people to do something other than drink, smoke, and gamble. Then you're going to be respected at least for that. Yes, a high-trust society, high-respect society, and high social there's a very intricate social dance that takes part in different parts of Japanese society. We're not even touching on the Kyotoite temperament, because Kyoto as a sort of insular culture has an entire different layer of that particular reputational dance going on, because the Japanese language is inherently a context-driven language. The Kyoto dialect and the culture of Kyoto takes a context-driven language and makes it also very heavily inference-based, as opposed to relying on the literal meaning of the things that you say. There's a lot of social currency being exchanged there, and he just had pile driving his into the ground would be funny, and it would be very American to do, but it would be considered social suicide in Japan.
大丈夫ですか？いやもうちょっとほとんど
So he has next to no judo experience. He's done it a little bit when he was in middle school.
まあでも先生あれですよね、こういった合気道で、異種格闘技みたいなことはやったことはないですよね。
そう、まともにこうランドリーで柔道ってないですよね。ですよね。
So he's never like fully sparred in a grappling scenario.
柔道とかってやるときは合気道の技って出すもんなんですか？
完全に出そうと思えば多分危ないと。
So they're discussing whether or not a judo sparring is a circumstance where Aikido waza could work. The short answer is no, because Aikido has no effective techniques of its own. Some of the techniques that have survived from its jiu-jitsu legacy may be potentially usable.
反則になると思うんですけど、思いっきりひねるので手首とかちょっと危険ですよね。
やっぱりルールが
And those techniques would be prohibited under standard judo rules, yes.
そうルールが大事だと思います先生。
対戦相手というか、
はい。今日は国士舘大学の柔道部の男子の学生を
Okay, so they're bringing in the opponents for him to spar will be university students of Kokushikan. Kokushikan is a university that specializes in producing judo Olympians. Basically, it's one of the prominent sort of sporting scholarship schools that produces good judo competitors.
もう国士舘大学といったら、
はいまあ、
鈴木先生をはじめ、武井先生、そして数々のオリンピック選手を輩出した超強
Yes, it is the alma mater of multiple Olympic judo players.
高校じゃないですか。
ありがとうございます
ちょっと
その中の精鋭3名を
強すぎじゃないですか、ちょっと。
まあでもしっかりね、戦えるやつやって
忖度なしよね。
もちろん、はい
武井先生が今日全部ルール決めて
はい
でその学生の選出も武井がやってくれたんで、
はい、やっぱり体重を合わせなきゃいけないので、白川
So they're going to loosely. Hey there, Dom. They're going to mash them up by weight category.
先生が今体重が
56なんですけど、56
Yeah, you've made it to a stream. How are you doing, man?
って合う人ですね。
56って
まだマイナス60だね。減量なしだね。
はい
Yeah, we have a new. I have to show this. You're going to be able to appreciate this if I don't misclick. She does stuff. Have I considered putting her in a black militaristic latex? Oh, calm the fuck down. Behave yourself. Hands on your desk, Sony Dojo.
で、まあ、60の選手、そして、66キロ級、ちょっと一つ階級上、
片山君とミハイが66キロ級
級の選手かなと思いましたんで、2人呼んでますので、
大野翔平と
大野翔平、
大野翔平。
Yeah, listen, you gotta invest in better hearing pro, my guy.
さっきからビンビン俺は伝わってるからな。
ルールなんですけど、見てる人も分かんないと思うので、ルール簡単に説明してもらって、ルールってどういうこと？
Okay, so they're going to match up what I don't know where you get a 60 kilo judo competitor, especially a university student, but apparently they have a couple of those. So that's who they're going to match up to the fucking waifs that he and his students are. 60 kilos for the freedom unit minded folks out there is like just over 100 pounds. It's like 140. Is it a female? No, they're all male. I was about to say they're men, but not at that body weight. They're not. Oh, you're making a Zen reference. I see. Sorry, I'm not entirely up to date. Listen, if they make a VRM model with the new Zen outfit that everyone is claiming is for some reason associated with wooden doors, I would have used that. Because I think the allegation is just facially ridiculous.
そうですね、柔道のルールだと有効技あり1本というような形で
Ah, okay, so they're doing some kind of special. What the fuck is KGA? 3 minutes, 3 points. Ah, any knockdown on an opponent is a point.
背中ついたねとか、勢いあって倒れた、じゃあもう倒れた 1ポイントだと。
技の効果とみなされたらね。
そうです、はい、鈴木先生の判断で技の効果でみなされたら1ポイントで3ポイント取ったらもうその人の勝ちだと。
And any submission is also a point.
はい、で合気道のでも予算も 出していただきたいので、関節でもう巻いた。
So, because they want to allow Aikido to present some of its techniques, they're going to allow standing joint locks, which are not normally allowed in judo, because with judo speeds and judo efforts, that's just going to end up with injuries in any sort of even semi-competitive scenario.
したらもうその時点でもう一本負け。
But because they expect to be sandbagging here, it's fine.
はい。でも締めが入っても巻き出したらもう一本負け。
だから手ついても1本以下にはならないよね。
ならないです。
投げられないとダメって
そういう
こと
ことです。そういうことです。
で簡単に3回転んだら負けみたいな、
そういうことです。それでは分かりやすいですし。
はい
はい。
時間は何分なんですか？
時間は3分でいきます。
おお。
はい。
通常の柔道のルールって何分？
Okay, so 3-minute rounds.
じゃあ1分短いんですよ。
はい。大体シニアの大会とかだと、まあ3分か
まあ
なと。
一般の人は3分
3分ぐらいかなと思います。
So the 3 minutes is the typical duration of a round.
はい。それでいきたいと思います。
楽しみですね。
はい。
頑張ります。
What the fuck is KGA? Now I'm interested to see, because maybe it's Kosen Judo? Kosen Judo Association, of course it is. Kosen. Let me. KJA Judo. I just want to look up the organization just to understand sort of how much of an outlier they are. Kokusai Kosen Judo Keiji Judo Academy. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so they operate based out of Kokushikan, sure, but they are outside of sort of the standard. They're outside of sort of the Kodokan infrastructure, essentially. So they are outsiders, which does explain why they have to play ball with Shirakawa Ryuji.
お願いします。
They're just demonstrating the common flows for Aikido stuff. Okay, that actually looked like something real. That was a drop soy. Oh, very nice. Clean Tomoe. Tayotoshi. Haraigoshi. Koshiguruma. Soy nage. More soy nage.
Hmm. 面白くなってきました。合気道チーム1ポイント、柔道チーム1ポイント。さあ最後の白川先生が出ます。
So we're manufacturing intrigue because either team has a point. He looks extremely easy to maul, yes. I hope this interaction is very thrilling for him and he moonlights at the nearest judoka hangout as soon as possible. I wouldn't bet money on that. The problem with a lot of Aikido people is that they actually think that their doesn't stink.
最初の国士舘のこの子も強いんですよね。60キロ級ですけど、大腰が得意って言ってましたけど、さあ白川。互いに1対1なので取りに来ると思います。特に白川先生は。
Okay, so I'm sorry, but by the standard of previous scoring, that should have been an Ippon, because he just ate on that Sumigaeshi. Full Newaza, no result. Stand up. Again, by the standard of previous Ippons, I would say that should have been scored as a Sumigaeshi, but sure, whatever.
寝技結構やっぱ必死さが伝わってきますね。これやっぱ美しい合気で負けられないんだよね。最後、おーっと大内刈り出た。
That's not Ouchigari, that is that's Kichikudori, I think. Kuchikita Oshi probably is going to be like the closest to what we've seen. He did a single leg pick. Nah, that's a little bit too advanced for the guy. He did a single leg pick into an inner reap, into an Ouchigari, which is, first of all, not judo rules because he grabbed the legs. I disagree with it, but none of the judo guys are grabbing legs, so I'm going to make the assumption that they can't by the rules. So why is he allowed to have that as a scoring technique then if we're fighting by judo rules? That's question number one. Not only that, it's also not an Aikido technique, because Aikido doesn't have that as a technique, because Aikido also lacks any kind of leg picks. Good reversal, should have went for it. Bailed too early. So the kid looks like what, 16? So he's probably like a freshman student in university. And this 50-year-old man, who is like what, a 6th degree black belt in Aikido, has to white knuckle a playful sparring match where I am willing to bet money that the kid was instructed to not go hard on him, despite the fact that he's also lighter and shorter than the guy. That is embarrassing. Like you as an adult ass fucking man whose primary trait is martial arts, you can't throw a 16-year-old. Yes, Finn, he has to white knuckle. He doesn't know the matchup. He's getting all of his throw game teched by a 16-year-old. Did not get it. Please, Short King, do not break him in two. But like here's the thing. Again, Shirakawa Sensei is an adult ass man, and he has to go hard to not just lose to a 16-year-old kid. How embarrassing is that? To a 16-year-old kid who is shorter than you, lighter than you. You are a professional ass martial artist. And you have to fight like a bitch in order to get something. In order to even get like a pittance of results. You have to break from your ineffective ass Aikido and just go into doing a classical wrestling move of leg pick into inner reap in order to get something going. A move that is, by the way, technically outside of the rules that you have agreed to. Completely fumbles the Sumigaeshi, by the way, there. Just drops like a sack of shit. Because you don't throw Sumigaeshi from a bent over position, because there's just not enough inertia that you build by falling from that distance, you fucking dolt. You would know that if you actually practiced a real martial art or knew how to fight. You fucking oversized bitch. If this was an anime, you'd pay money to see him come back in 4 years as a giant, just shove him into the ground like a carrot with a single hand. I know you didn't. You know what I think happened? I think he went for a kanibasami. This bitch is so salty that he can't beat a 16-year-old kid. He went for kanibasami. The knee snapper, the most banned move in all of judo. He actually, look at him. He's squaring up. He's trying to go for kanibasami. He tried to snap the kid's fucking knee because he is so salty and so inept, and he still fumbles it too. This is the move that he tried to do in a very unsafe fashion, by the way, because they're both doubled over. That is kanibasami. That is like a deathly, that's like an instant disqualification. That is the Avada Kedavra of judo, because this is your express ticket to Snap City. Yes, there's like a whole video of an Aikido guy who started doing BJJ and then had some asshole snap his knee in half. Because kanibasami, the scissor throw, is just that dangerous unless you have like an extreme degree of control over the way you execute it. So let's take inventory of what we've just observed here. Shirakawa Ryuji sensei, whatever advanced degree in Aikido he is, sixth Dan, Shihan level Aikido practitioner, immensely experienced martial arts practitioner, is a salty bitch to such an extent that he just tried to inflict a career-ending injury on a freshman in a sports university and failed to do so. He failed to land the scissor throw. I'm going to slow this one down. Where's the playback speed? Let's watch that again. He gets his grips. He gets a one-sided grip. I love that grip specifically. Well, I usually do Yokobakara out of that because I'm not a tool. He lines up in parallel. Look. He steps in. He takes a step in. He tries to swing his leg onto the body, but he can't. He's already off the ground, so his... will I be able to model that? I wonder. Let's try to recreate this in VRM Poser. Just a second. Let's make this work. Let's make this educational. I don't know if the judo school just didn't catch that, or they just decided to, like, damn, dude. You just let an Aikido guy just drag his nuts across your face and you just said nothing. Wow. Oh yeah, that's very much a violation of the NAP. Like, again, I am not exaggerating when I am saying that he just tried to inflict a career-ending injury on the kid. Alright, so I am going to demonstrate the evil never try this at home technique for educational purposes. So he had... let's rotate that out here. I'm not going to bother with showing the actual grips. But he had a collar grip here. Sugar on the correct plane here. This is a little finicky to show. All right, and let's switch over to you. Okay, we have this wrist. Gonna turn this arm in. So this is approximately the position we are in, right? So his left leg is roughly behind. This actually wasn't there, so they were a little bit spaced out. This is not a one-to-one comparison, just because, you know, the scaling is a bit off. But basically, he was like this far away with a little bit of distance. So he steps in. Now we need our inverse kinematics. So he steps in with this leg. This leg goes over here. Like, he tries to go all the way over here. This knee, this leg... God fucking damn it. The IKs are difficult to work. That's the head IK, that's the main bot, no. So he tries to slide in for like a dead ass Kanibasami. This is the position that we got in our freeze frame. Like, this is the position that he has. His right leg is behind the kid's knee, and his left leg is on his stomach. Or he's attempting to do that. Like, this is the position that he's trying to get. Sorry, it's a little janky to try to show this, but this is what he's trying to do. And in this position, like, he has his grips in, and like, that is a demolished knee. That is a double ACL tear. That is very likely a dislocation. Like, that is just very, very bad juju. Like, extensively, like, that is 3 generations of bad karma. All right, let's continue looking at this. And then he can't sink it in because he is so dog shit that he can't even do the band stuff, which, you know, hypothetically should be like the layer of information that's maintained in Aikido. So he can't sink it in fully because you can't do a kanibasame on someone who's doubled over, just because there's not enough room for you to thread there. There's not enough of movement that you get in the process of the sutemi in order to build good momentum. Like, if he knew shit about he wouldn't have even attempted it here. But because he is an untrained bitch, he tries to do kanibasami, a career-ending move, on a kid who's freshly enrolled into Kokushikan, a sports university. So he's trying to ruin the kid's life because he's a salty bitch. Because he, as an adult man, can't take a teenager to the ground, despite being a professional martial artist. Disgusting. Like, I'm not playing this up for the camera. This is not kayfabe. Like, you would actually get your shit pushed in my dojo for doing that. You try shit like that in my gym, you are actually getting your face caved in. I think no one caught it. They thought that he went for a sumigaeshi. He doesn't know what a sumigaeshi is. Let me demonstrate that for difference. They thought that he tried to do this. Because that's what, like, once he I wouldn't say bailed, because to bail on a throw is a an intentional thing to do. He fumbled the throw, and it sort of looked like he fumbled a sumigaeshi because of, like, the relative position of where his leg ended up. I think no one caught that in the moment. They're trying to call it as a sumigaeshi. Oh, imagine trying to be a scumbag and looking so bad it makes you look like you're so crappy you're trying to do something else. Yeah.
さあ残りあと1分です。あと1分です。さあ白川先生どうする？
Belt grabs also, by the way, not technically permitted in judo, but okay. Fumbles the uchimata, which he admittedly had every opportunity to throw, but he doesn't know how to throw uchimata because he doesn't know how to grapple.
はい、そうなんですよ。ここも大平君も考えてるんでしょうね。やっぱ合気道で腕を そんな簡単には取られてしまうと危ないです。おっと、はい、足取ってから。
He went to the same well of the non-Aikido technique that worked because it's also not permitted under judo rules. God, you are such a bitch. I'm gonna reach out to Tengu, and I'm very interested to see what he thinks about this. Because from where I'm standing, like from my experience of someone who's done old style jujitsu for, oh boy, okay, I shouldn't have brought that one up. I've done it for over a decade. It's been over a decade that I've been training in viciously traumatic forms of grappling. And I now have in excess of a year of judo in addition to that. From where I am standing, from my experience, it looked like Shirakawa Ryuji attempted a kanibasami in a very dangerous position, which he definitely does not have the proficiency to execute safely. He definitely doesn't have the physicality to execute it safely. And he still went for it because he got salty for not being able to throw a 17-year-old kid. Disgraceful, disgusting.
2-0。はい。30秒。始め。
いいお内刈りでした。足を持っても。さあ、残り25秒。大平も出すのか。
I just, you see, the kid is also not attacking at all. He's guarding this entire time. I don't know if he's just intimidated by the fact that he is grappling a grown-ass man, and he's not attacking because of that, or again, he was just instructed to not make the sensei lose face. Because again, imagine you practice your bullshido for like 30, 20 years, for however long Shirakawa has been practicing, and then you just get styled on by a fucking freshman judoka. That was not a great Tomoya. He's trying stuff. Like this, he's trying some sacrifice throws. He's not really doing them well. I think his senpais might have told him to just practice defending as a learning experience. Maybe. He tried some stuff, but like very non-committally. I did not catch this when I was pre-watching the video. And I think Shirakawa thinks that he got away with it. He probably thinks that no one else is going to... He thinks that there is no proof in the footage of him trying to injure the kid. Yeah, exactly. A tiny-ass freshman. Again, Shirakawa Ryuji is like a decorated... Like, he has decades of experience. He is a quote-unquote respected martial artist. He could not confidently perform against a child. I am trying to remember like what my stats were when I was like freshman. I had a 225 bench. I'm pretty sure my squat was, I don't remember what my squat was. Probably slightly more. Not 3 plates, definitely not. But I was I think I was like 70-ish kilos at the time, 75. I don't know what that's going to be in pounds. But to be fair, I also was heavily practicing Kyokushin. So I, as a freshman, would have mauled Ryuji. A small child almost bullied Shirakawa Ryuji, the prodigal Aikidoka of Japan, into having to violate the rules of judo. Like, a small child bullied him to the extent that he tried to bitch out and injure the kid. I'm just having trouble fucking internalizing that.